Welcome, Jeff. You're late, but
Thank you.
you've made it.
He's
I'm
always
glad you made it because I had a question
I like
that I was waiting
questions.
for you for. It's a
What a guy.
it's a sports related question, and it's something I think we may have talked about on our hockey podcast, just relating towards hockey and shootouts and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
Oh, okay, never
because
mind.
uh, the women's U.S. team lost in the World Cup and got eliminated
Mm.
in penalty kicks, and I was thinking about it because I was watching it and everything. I was like, what do you guys think of penalty kicks slash shootouts in terms of sports? In terms of that being it, like those moments where it's like the end of the game. Like, are
Mm.
you okay with those outcome just coming down to a penalty kick or a shootout, or would you rather those games
Yeah.
continue on?
I'll put it this way: like during a regular season game, like I don't mind the PKs in this case, or for hockey, like the shootout. I'm okay with that to an extent. But when it's a playoff game or a tournament or anything like that, I think you should get rid of that completely and just go full on overtime. I almost prefer the golden goal, just you know, like and like with hockey, first goal scores wins, and
Yeah,
everything like that. Instead of their process for soccer, where it's you still play two 45-minute halves. And it doesn't matter how many times you can score. That's for me personally. I've always liked the golden goal rule versus the two halves.
yeah,
But I think if you're in a tournament like the World Cup or just in a playoff game in general, get rid of the PKs. It's just it shouldn't end that way, especially because
yeah.
I've seen a
Especially
lot of
if it's a good enough game. I just hate it
yeah,
going that way. Like I
exactly.
like when it's like a hard fought, like it's very close games. Like I don't
It
want this.
shouldn't
I don't want
deserve
this
to
to come
end in a
down to
PK or a
yeah.
shootout.
I
Like there's
want
been
them
so
to
many
actually fight it. I
controversies
want them
like
to fight it
that.
out and actually
Yeah.
try to score.
Yeah, there was a world junior game for hockey between U.S. and Canada a couple years ago, an outdoor game, and it was settled um, with a shootout.
Yeah,
U.S.
no, I
won it,
hated it.
but it wasn't the same because you know, like you said, it's not everyone playing their in the last couple of moments, fighting for
Yeah,
their hardest to truly earn. Not that they don't earn it. It's just like it's just not the same to me. Regular season is fine, but playoffs, tournaments, that sort of thing, get rid of it.
yeah. I'm kind of the same way
yeah,
with you, Jeff, in terms of like an NHL season or stuff like that, or even
Yeah,
in soccer, how they end in a draw. It makes sense because those
yeah,
seasons are so long that you're not just going to
exactly,
play extra time just to wear your body down for the season.
exactly.
But
Even
when it
more.
comes down to a World Cup or playoffs or stuff like that, I don't want it to come down as a penalty kick.
No,
Especially like I said, like a second ago, like if a game's close enough and competitive enough, that to me is just a terrible way to end it. To me, is ending it that way.
yeah.
But
I thought Jeff was going to actually go the other way and say he liked it. Like,
no.
like I've never played a competitive sport. I mean, competitive. I mean, like after like I'm not talking about like rec leagues and stuff like that when we were young. I'm talking
Yeah,
like high school, college, right? I've never played in a
yeah,
competitive league, even men's league, where it comes down to
the penalty, yeah,
that
any
type
of
of
the,
thing. There's a
yeah,
draw at the end of regulation. I've always had extra time,
right,
right.
always extra time. Of course, like depending on how there's a certain amount period of time you get, then it comes into a draw, which is fine. But I would rather have that extra time to, like you guys said, do basically duke
Yeah,
it out. Because like, guess what? Like, if it's this good of a game, why leave down to one person?
right,
exactly.
And it's
And
all
because
most is yeah, and yeah, that's what it's. I'd rather have an entire team to attempt to do it. Give us 15 minutes,
yeah,
you
right,
know, to
rather
do it.
than
And
leave it down to like you
I mean,
could
seen the past
for
couple of
yeah,
Miami games, the Miami for MLS.
yeah.
Like Messi's out here just like, smoking people.
Dude, he's on a tear. It's not even fair. It's
Well, I mean,
ridiculous.
also, yeah, he's playing like the U.S. is like a rec league to him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
So
why
like,
why is he even there? He's too good for it.
he's because of the money,
It's got money,
Yeah, but
the
like
money, but the money
money.
to play in a basically a rec league. Yeah,
yeah.
He's just
No, it's just fine.
Yeah, it's
He's
money.
just tormenting
It's money.
players.
I get to live in Miami. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
he already had a house in Miami too.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
But when I heard like some of these European players wanted to come down, like come over to the States and play, I'm like, leave us alone.
I mean, it's always when they're done their career when they can't play anywhere else because they're not as good in those leagues.
Yeah,
but they'll
and then
dominate
it's like,
here.
exactly. It's like let me trash the best league in the United States.
Like, let me go to this team and then just like take and just smoke all their best players because this would be funny.
But even some of our best players don't even play in the MLS. They go in Europe.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, all right, that's cool, guys. I'm like, leave our little amateur league alone compared to you guys. I mean, they're not an amateur league. Of course, they're a pro sport and they're all really good, but like to like Europe where we suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also